Peace. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay Everyday. I wanted to do a post because I think a serious discussion needs to be made about an ongoing argument about whether or not you need college. There's been this narrative going around the last, I want to say maybe 3 to 5 years, talking about you don't need college in order to make a living for yourself. Now, while I don't think college is for everybody, let me explain something to everybody. The world is flat, not in the literal sense of the shape and circumference and all of that, but the world is flat in the sense meaning that traditional boundaries of countries and continents no longer has the relevance or meaning that it did before with regards to employment opportunities, entrepreneurship, just everything involved in the world. With that being said, there's a good chance that you can make a living and make a comfortable living without having a college degree. But let me flip that around and play the devil's advocate. If you ever notice, you don't hear that sentiment in Asian society, and you don't hear that sentiment in immigrant society also. And let me take away the whole Asian society. Let me just put it in the whole sense of you don't hear that sentiment in immigrant society. A lot of immigrants who migrate to the United States, they become entrepreneurs based on circumstance and whatever order their life just happens to fall in. And to be honest, I don't think that they want that for their children, because they understand how hard it is to be an entrepreneur is, and the struggles and the obstacles that you face. Because see, understand this, everybody talk about, be an entrepreneur, start your own business, don't work for nobody else. If you work for somebody else, you're going to always be a slave. But here's the thing, what most people don't tell you: more than half of all entrepreneurs' businesses fail. A lot of entrepreneurs struggle for a significant number of years before they become successful. A lot of entrepreneurs had to work for somebody else before they could start doing their own thing. I don't know when this narrative started, but to compete and be competitive in today's society, you need a degree. You need some type of background. You need to have the tools to sell yourself when you're going out here and you're looking for employment. I equate looking for a job as to hunting. When you go hunting with a rifle and bullets, or if you use a bow, you have a bow and you have arrows, or you have traps and snares. But you ever notice when you see somebody go hunting, they never go hunting with their bare hands. So why would you go out into the workforce with your bare hands and don't have any of the tools that are available for you at your disposal? A lot of people want to talk about the debt that you incur with going to college. Okay. The debt you incur is real. That goes without saying. But let me ask you this. How many people who have significant college debt, how many of them really strive for academic scholarships, looked up scholarships based on majors, and other factors that they give scholarships on? So yeah, there is a significant amount of debt that you incur, but not everybody has a lot of debt that goes to college. Also, the world is moving towards, not the entire world, but a majority of the world has moved to a service economy and a tech economy. It pretty much already is there. There are some things that you don't need technology for, but there's very few and far in between. I don't understand why you wouldn't have as many tools as possible in order to meet the demand for the market that's out here. If you're living frugally, don't have kids, only have yourself to support, taking care of your bills, being a good steward with your money, you can manage the amount of debt you have and still have a good living. See, that's another thing people don't really talk about, is how does your living conform with what your salary is? What kind of car payment are you making? Do you have a high interest rate on your car payment? Do you have a high interest rate on the credit cards that you owe? All of these things are factors. All of these things contribute significantly to the quality of life you have. You can literally, with a college degree, you can literally go from making $30,000 to $80,000 to making over $130,000, $140,000 easily, depending on if you have the right degree and the right discipline and have all the tools necessary to achieve those goals. I know this personally. I know having a degree helped me to double my salary, and I know having a degree has helped people triple and quadruple their salary. I know people who went from making $100,000 to making $300,000 and $400,000 based on having advanced degrees. So it is possible to do. It's very possible. This whole narrative of you don't need college, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage in this job market. If you think that what I'm saying is garbage or bunk, go to monsterjobs.com. Go to Indeed, put in a specific type of job, and see what are the minimum qualifications they want you to have in order to get that job. And also understand this too. There's a science to looking for a job. You can't randomly just be putting out applications after applications and hope that someone will give you a job. I've literally heard people say that they've talked to people when they receive job applications. I know people who strike out anybody who doesn't have a degree. And then they start the selection process from degree holders moving forward. See, no one says that part of it. Everybody talks about the financial laws and how it's a waste of money, but nobody talks about that. And you have to be careful when you hear people talking about, oh, you don't need to go to college, because a lot of these people are hustlers. They're hustlers in the sense of, well, because I did it this way, you can do it this way. That's not true. That's like saying, because, oh, I'm a stand-up comedian, you can be a stand-up comedian. No, you can't. There is nothing wrong with having gainful employment. But at the same time that you have gainful employment, you should be trying to strengthen your resume, not only for your own benefit, but for your career and your livelihood too. And let me point this out. This is another thing. There's a difference between having a job and having a career. See, a job is just something that you're doing to make ends meet. A career is, I went to school for this. This is my primary focus and what I want to do. And I want to continue to move along that path of doing things within my job field. That's the difference between the two. See, there's a whole industry built, and there's a lot of charlatans and hucksters on the internet and on TV who tend to tell you, oh yeah, well, I didn't do that and look where I'm at, or I didn't do that and look where I'm at. There's a reason why the term outliers exists, because there are people who've done things out of the norm and they've been successful at it. But there's a reason why there are so very few outliers. Mostly outliers have drives that are unrivaled by anybody else. Most outliers have an internal engine that doesn't quit, that doesn't give up, and that want them to succeed. And they want to succeed, rather than depending on somebody else or leaving the decisions to somebody else. So for everybody out there who may be young or who may be in college and is struggling at times, understand this. Everybody struggles at college. Whether you're an undergraduate, a graduate, or a doctoral student. Yes, everybody is broke while they're in college. But these are all temporary states. These are all things that can be overcome with patience, hard work, dedication, and tenacity. Don't let some asshole on the internet or on TV or on the radio tell you that you don't need college. Because see, that same person will be saying that same shit 25 years from now. So I just wanted to make a quick post about that because I've been meaning to address it for a while and I just never got around to it. So, it's like I said, careful what you listen to and watch the words that are coming out of people's mouth. Because people are liars. And with that, I'm gone. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. I do answer all comments except those from haters. And let's go. Let's keep it moving. This is your boy Jay Everyday, and I'm out. Peace.